Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now, for today's video, I'm actually going to be talking about something very special. I've been planning a bit of content that is more or less meant to enhance your experience of the game. In the description down below is the link to a Discord called Agentum Osium. Follow the link and you will be able to get there. And as I talk through this video, I'm obviously going to talk about it right in the end when I finish this off. But let me get into what Agentum Osium is all about. The Silver Knights is all about the right to have bragging rights. That's basically its number one purpose. We all complete dungeons and mutations and we have a good score, we have a good time, and some of us skip parts of the dungeon to get the gold, but we may lose out some score that another team can take. And it's always that little bit more that you want to learn to push, that little bit more you want to better yourself in the game, a little bit of a competition for who has the best time overall. And this is how it will work. Every week with the rotation of dungeons, people are going to get better and better. And I'm hoping that we can have a real serious competition where every week there's someone breaking the records on time. So for example, this week with it being Lazarus, someone manages to complete Lazarus at 25 minutes. The next week someone pushes even harder and they find a 20-minute completion, but they don't have as many kills as the 25-minute completion. Or someone finishes it at 30 minutes, killing everything, doing every single activity within, murdering the entire dungeon just to get the score they want at the end of the dungeon. And that is the whole thing. You want to see how it goes, which way people are playing, and that gives them their rights to brag about the activities within the mutated T10 dungeons. Obviously, it will be a T10 bragging right. Dropping it down to T6 and T7 wouldn't make much of a difference. So as you do get up to those levels, you will be able to have more and more competition. On the same note, there will be elite runs planned out. So a complete activity within 6 different time zones. So spreading them out 1 hour after the other. It will start off with an elite run through some portals, either Ebon Scale, Reekwater, or Shattered Mountain. Since there are 6 time zones that will be set, it's obviously going to rotate between all 6 areas. So you're going to have an option to join these groups because it will tell you when they're supposed to start, and you're obviously going to know if you log in before this time, you're guaranteed going to get into this group easy. You're going to get your portals done, you're going to get your elite zones done, you're going to do every single elite zone. Say for example, you start with your portals, then you go mines, then you go Mercard, then you go Imperial Palace, then you go Malevolence. Obviously we're stepping down the level a little bit. Then from Malevolence you go to Mangled Heights. From Mangled Heights you go into Svalikis or Svlinkis, whichever way you want to say it, whatever its correct pronunciation is. But that's just the basic route that you'd go for your elites. You obviously don't have to drop down to Morningdale or any of the other areas. You could even include Sirens, things like that could be added in as well. So you go through all of this, you complete your activity, you're done at the end of the day within a matter of minutes. You jump out of these activities, and after that there you want to go and hit the dungeons. You want to go and hit the arenas, whichever way it is. You can always try and get the expedition runs and the arena runs situated with teams in this year. So it's ahead of time. You have someone who's scheduled to be with you for the whole week. You'll go in, you'll complete, you'll come out. You're having fun, they're having fun, everybody is benefiting together. It makes things a little bit less irritating in terms of trying to get the message across the global, because it's out there, everybody knows these are the times, this is where you're going. Things will be organized with the admins of the server, depending on how many end up joining. There might be more admins or less admins. That's just the way that it goes. In terms of wars and invasions, we will have bragging rights for the wars and invasions. For the wars, we're going to add a little bit of context to it, have a little bit of bicker and banter before the fight starts. And by bicker and banter, I mean the standard trash talk that you get with any fighting activity that goes on in general. You know, a little bit of trash talk. That's just the basics to it. You speak a little bit and you have a little bit of a say. You boost up your ego, you boost everybody's egos to take part in the war. You win or you lose, and then you can have the right to brag about it later. and that's your bragging rights for the sake of war. In terms of invasions, there are several categories you can go through. I'm just going to label three. You get your tank, your DPS, your healer. People with the biggest amounts can always post their big figures, and you can compare it against others who took part in the activities, and you can try and break records in those activities to see if maybe one day you could be the very best tank at invasions, or the very best DPS in any and all invasions. So everybody has a reason to keep you around for invasions, things like that. There gives you a good reason to play against each other, to play with each other, and you have fun across the entire server. Doesn't really matter if you are part of any company for this entire operation. You just jump in and things will be filtered out appropriately. The bicker and banter is left up to the leadership of companies. I'm opening leadership from officer all the way to governor. So officers to governors who are who are in charge of wars will be able to collaborate with the bicker and banter. I will be there to mediate between the two so nothing gets out of hand, and that is just going to be the basics to it. I myself, being part of a company, will be neutral. I will not carry information to any other company. It's whatever you share with each other within your chats, that's what you're going to have. If you have something which is private, it won't be discussed. If you discuss something when it comes to the bicker and banter, regardless of whether it's an accident or not, it's already been exposed to the other company. You can't take it back at that point, so that would be exposed. And that is going to be the basics of how things will operate. Things will have a little bit more of a tone when it comes to wars, and everybody will have a say at the end of the day when you are enjoying it on the server. People can go around, we are the champions, best team, part of the best 3, best 4, whatever it is at the end of the day. And that is the whole idea of Agentum Osium. It's giving you the ranking system that the game does not have, and that is what it is going to bring to you at the end of the day. So if you are interested in this, the link is in the description down below. See you all on the Agentum Osium, and I hope that you all have a great time following through with any activity that you want to do. So see you all then, and have a good